So, if you've been living under a rock, you probably don't know that TikTok has been banned. It's been kind of in that, dead man walking state for several years now, where the Republican administration back in 2016 to 2020 wanted to ban TikTok because of it essentially being an app under a Chinese parent company and supposedly being this distribution of propaganda and, siphoning people's data like, American tech companies don't do that already. Um, and it finally got banned on Sunday, January 19th. This is the day I'm recording it, believe it or not. So, how about we check on that ban, shall we?
You can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up. Now get out.
Yeah, that wasn't long. Yeah, TikTok is back. So let's read this little thing here. Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the US. You can continue to create, share, and discover all the things you love on TikTok. And, as a result of President Trump's efforts, is something I want to explore a little bit because, like I said, TikTok has been in free fall, has been dead man walking ever since Trump got elected the first time back in 2016, where every single Republican politician was chomping at the bit over this app because it seems like a lot of Gen Z people and a lot of young people seem to like to share content on here. And a lot of it is stuff they don't like. They don't like all the woke. They don't like the fact that people are able to be gay on there and do all the gay communist things that they want. So they were gung-ho on banning it. And if you don't believe me, I want to show you a clip here.
When I wanted to disable TikTok 3 years ago, I was met with opposition from rhinos, Democrats, and everyone else. They actually went to court in an effort to stop me.
We're looking at TikTok. We may be banning TikTok. We may be doing some other things. There are a couple of options, but a lot of things are happening. So we'll see what happens. But we are looking at a lot of alternatives with respect to TikTok.
We gave them until September 15th. After that, they got to close shop. Okay, that's TikTok.
We're looking at TikTok. We're thinking about making a decision. We're going to be watching the hearings today very closely. So there's no question that what the big tech companies are doing is very bad.
TikTok is one thing that we're doing, and we just, I don't know, maybe I would have done that anyway. I don't know. It could have been affected by this. When I wanted to disable TikTok 3 years ago, I was met with opposition from rhinos, Democrats, and everyone else. They actually went to court in an effort to stop.
Leave that repeated there. But, it's been a hell of a heel turn for Mr. Trump here, where he was all against big tech and blah, blah, blah. Now he has the richest big tech CEO in the world, essentially riding his coattails or, even just being our shadow president at this point. And it seems like other conservatives didn't even catch on the hypocrisy either of this TikTok ban, with Charlie Kirk from Turning Point USA saying, Trump is saving TikTok. Pay attention, Gen Z. And Charlie Kirk, he's an asshole. He also has a face that is way too small for his head. That's just the meme. But, he's just like, yeah, he's saving TikTok. You should be grateful. Meanwhile, years ago, back in 2020, from the help of a YouTuber I know, Mighty Keith, great guy. Breaking, President at Real Donald Trump just announced on Air Force One that he will be banning the evil CCP compromised app TikTok. America can't continue to allow our citizens to be surveilled by Xi Jinping and his terroristic cronies. I have long advocated for this. Fight back! The hypocrisy knows no bounds. It's like they think we're stupid and that we haven't been, watching this the whole time. Like we've been asleep at the wheel, thinking that all of a sudden they're so pro TikTok and want it to come back just for the sake of political theater because they want to look good. This is what they want. They want their administration to look good to young people. And, if I could say something to young people, and you frankly probably already know this, don't fall for it. Do not fall for this. Because they wanted they wanted TikTok banned in the first place. And now they're bringing it back because they know it'll make them look good. And don't even get me started on the Democrats, because the Democrats are also complicit in this by basically just handing them a W on a silver platter. So this screenshot came from Hassan. Democrats have gave an unimaginable W to Trump by pulling this insanely incompetent and unpopular decision. Can't believe that Trump, who wanted to ban TikTok initially, is now getting the most expensive free ad by being credited as the savior to 170 million Americans. Masterclass. 170 million Americans are being shown that Trump was the man who saved TikTok, even though it's just political theater. We all know, at least most of us know, it's political theater. If you're not a normie, you know it's political theater, that they wanted to do this to look good. And, you know, now they're turning around. And obviously, Democrats were no better in this situation where, you know, honestly, Democrats are chicken shit little cowards and decided that they wanted to uphold the current dead man walking status of TikTok during Biden's administration. And this just kind of further proves my theory about our two-party system in America in terms of politics. And sure, Democrats have their corporate donors, and they do talk about wanting things to get better, but I've always lived by this saying, probably ever since high school, and it's something I made up myself. Democrats are cowards, Republicans are evil. Those two sentences are the reason why I'm a leftist. And, you know, I'll never be shy about it, especially when it comes to things I'm passionate about, because, you know, big tech is a big subject around the current politics of our day because of social media, because of things like AI, things like crypto, which we'll also talk about later, because it has just been a non-stop rigmarole of, you know, current big tech Web3 type schemes and bullshit. And it's just, yeah, I've run out of words, honestly. It's just this absolute, you know, like I said before in my previous video, it is like this massive fusion, like this fusion, Dragon Ball fusion dance of capitalism and authoritarianism. And Donald Trump is just that Patara earring, or the Patara earrings of both of those things. And, you know, obviously Democrats don't do a good job at countering this type of stuff because they're obviously beholden to corporate donors that, you know, they can't go too hard on other people. This is the reason they lost, because they don't go hard enough. Because we know that these Republicans are just deplorable, particularly politicians. I don't mean ordinary voters. I just think ordinary voters are short-sighted and kind of stupid. But in terms of these politicians, these media figures, these talking heads, they are evil, deplorable people, especially on the right. And our current Democratic Party does not do enough. And frankly, I don't think they will ever do enough to counter these types of narratives. And it just makes me sick to my stomach. It's funny, the Democrats are making me angrier than the Republicans, because at least I know what to expect out of the Republicans. I know to expect that they are evil, and they will do whatever it takes to make sure that people that aren't them are absolutely miserable. But with Democrats, it's always this weird story of like, oh, we're better this time, we'll turn the page, and then they don't. It's the reason Kamala's campaign absolutely dive-bombed. This is the reality we're living in, folks.